Mantle started with a simple idea back in 2023. Make it easy for Shopify apps to implement billing and understand their business. It was believed that the pieces existed to achieve this, but they would have to be assembled. So that became the mission. In no time, Mantle could quickly launch plans without having to touch the billing API, including trials, features, discounts, and advanced billing logic. Mantle accounted for platform data ranging from events like installs to changes in shop status, such as frozen and unfrozen. They tracked subscription data with events from plan selection to trial conversion, upgrades and downgrades. Mantle logged transaction events to show when a bill gets settled, who has paid and who hasn't, resulting in improved visibility into how much will hit your bank account and when. Next was sentiment data with reviews and uninstall reasons, where Mantle translates and uses AI to categorize feedback so it can be properly put to work. By integrating with BigQuery and acquiring SASE and App Store analytics, Mantle gathered acquisition data to show where your customers were coming from and how small changes can affect discovery. Finally, Mantle welcomed behavioral data so that you can pass any kind of usage event, from a key action to an important milestone, and with the Mantle Pixel, getting started couldn't be easier. With all this, there remains one type of data to harness: the data you create. Comment on customer timelines, use tags, enter contacts, assign account owners, enrich with custom fields, journal changes to track impact, and convert them into changelog entries. Then bring it all to life with Slack notifications and offer plans dynamically based on merchant attributes. In just 1 year, Mantle has taken the ecosystem by storm, becoming the best-in-class analytics platform for Shopify apps.
Okay, it's time to shake this whole analytics platform thing. Hi, I'm Jordan Graham, one of the co-founders of Mantle. I've been waiting for today for a long time. When we started out, it was a bit like coming home. Most of the team here was involved in building the foundations of the Shopify developer ecosystem. And in a lot of ways, we kind of grew up here too. We got to witness some incredible SaaS businesses find success serving merchants. But building a business selling apps on Shopify is tough. The developer experience is incredible, but you've historically had access to very little support in understanding and growing your business, once those products are built. Which sort of makes sense. It's really only recently that the ecosystem has grown to a point where it was not only necessary for better tools to exist, but possible for us to grow a business by creating them. In April of 2023, I reached out to a few friends to see if they were down to build some simple tools for partners. All we wanted to build was a wrapper for the billing API, so partners could easily get started and iterate on pricing. None of us expected how that small idea would turn into a big vision, but after sharing the prototype with a few OGs of the ecosystem, we realized that there was a chance to change how SaaS companies run their businesses. You see, partners saw what we did with plans and pricing and started opening up to us about the chaos and friction they experience on a daily basis. Tools are disconnected from each other, teams are isolated, and nothing knows anything about the business you're trying to grow. On top of that, tuck billing in the corner, away from everyone, and be responsible for your own data. Not just to provide it, but to make it good in the first place. You end up with a huge stack of software, only to use a fraction of it, and then hold the entire bill. You pick up the burden of tying them all together with brittle pipelines of questionable data, just so your teams can operate in silos, sync from different song sheets, and run into roadblocks anytime something needs to cross from one domain to the other. We heard about challenges that product, marketing, sales, and support teams face as customers move through the pipeline and their lifecycle. If you take a step back, these roles make up the surfaces of RevOps. And whether you're a solo founder or a huge team, your company has RevOps. It's just a matter of if you're aware of it and if you're doing a good job of it. We realized there's tremendous potential to unlock in each of these roles by improving the system they're part of. So we set out to build a category-defining product and change how companies work together. We say spend less time managing your business and more time growing it. This means making better decisions and executing them faster. Mantle users know us through the lens of billing and reporting, but this is our first form, and today is about ushering in the next chapter. It's time for us to hang up the title of analytics platform. The next chapter is about your growth. We think this shift is seismic, and when you get your hands on it, you're going to as well. So let's get into why we're here, the official launch of your new growth stack in the platform you already love. Our first announcement is a big upgrade to a product many of you enjoy today. For some time now, we've kept a beta tag on Mantle Affiliates because we knew what we wanted that product to be before we asserted it as version 1 complete. Mantle Affiliates has seen partners grow their business since it was available. From day one, we made it easy to create programs that give you total control. You can choose what the incentive is, whether that's for installs or earnings. You can set the duration of commission, minimum requirements, and even determine what type of revenue should be considered between subscription or usage, gross or net payments. You can control who gets in or if it's a general access program, and you can even create tiers to reward your star affiliates. We also ensure that you get paid before your affiliates do, which should really be a no-brainer. Tying into the rest of Mantle reporting gives us the high fidelity confirmation that your earnings are locked in before you pay anything out. You can customize your Mantle hosted affiliates page, and affiliates get their own portal to manage their enrollments and earnings. With our BigQuery integration, affiliates get their own link, so attribution is easy. Manual adjustments are easy too, in the event an affiliate drives businesses that don't like to follow instructions and a direct install happens. Getting started is quick and easy too. Using the very same BigQuery connection that powers the traffic sources report means there's often no work needed to fire it up. And if you do need to configure BigQuery, you could do so knowing that you're getting more than just affiliates when you plug it in. Already using an affiliate product? You can migrate in just a few clicks. But with all this, there were two things missing from where we wanted Mantle affiliates to be. We knew that partners wanted help growing their affiliate program, and we knew that successful affiliate programs came with a lot of work. That's why we're pleased to announce that as of today, Mantle Affiliate Marketplace is live and ready to drive more affiliates to your program so they can drive more installs for your business. When creating your affiliate program, you'll have the choice to list your program in the marketplace with just a click. Once listed, your program will become discoverable through the Marketplace tab, visible within the affiliates portal. Here, they can browse programs, opt in, or apply for any that they're keen to support. But with this influx of new affiliates, it's important to make sure you're not overwhelmed by new business. The most common pain point with affiliates is remitting payment for commission. This is an activity that either sees you paying an arm and a leg for a platform that offers it, or it means you're going to be looking at a lot of spreadsheets and spending a lot of time in PayPal. We're proud to announce that Mantle makes payouts as simple as a few clicks from the Mantle dashboard. Powered by Stripe Connect, you can pay your affiliates when they request a payment or when they reach a threshold, with funds deposited directly into their bank account. As an added bonus, we give you control over how you want fee distribution to take shape. This is live today, and we're excited to keep adding to this over time, but affiliates is only one kind of partnership. For our next announcement, I want to introduce our head of growth, Blair Beckwith, for something completely new.
Our team has a rich history of partnerships work. I've been working in e-commerce partnerships in various capacities for more than a decade, and Jordan's been doing it for a long time too. That means we've seen a lot of partnerships come and go, and we've seen a lot of tools come and go too. Given our background, we have a strong love for partnerships and partnerships teams. These relationships are a really unique aspect to the Shopify ecosystem, and it's a part of what really makes this an ecosystem, and not just a bunch of companies building solutions in isolation. One thing that's become really common over the last few years is lead sharing between partners. Think comparing customer and lead lists with a potential tech partner to identify shared opportunities. There's a couple of tools that make this process a bit easier, but from the very earliest days of Mantle, we knew that this was a problem we could solve better than anyone else. After all, Mantle's already the system of record for developers' customer data. Why shouldn't we find every way we can to put that data to use for our users? That's why today we're also really excited to pull up the curtain on Mantle Partnerships. For those who might not be familiar with the concept, let's dive in. When we set up Mantle Partnerships for the first time, we begin by uploading assets for our partners to use. Think things like brand assets for their website, one-pagers they can share with their customers, that sort of thing. These will all be accessible to our partners inside of Mantle. Now that we've got everything configured, let's go ahead and get some relationships started. Once we've connected with a partner, they're added to our list of partners, one place where you can keep track of all of the technology partners you're connected with. With this release, we've also implemented statuses within Mantle. So a contact in Mantle can either be a customer, which has always existed, or something further up the funnel, like a lead, a deal, or a lost deal. We know Mantle doesn't exist in a vacuum in your stack, so we also two-way sync this data to HubSpot if that's a part of your process. Here at the top, we can see all of the relationships we share with the partner across those statuses. For example, we can see that we share 129 customers with this partner, but that we also have a lead in our system that is an existing customer of theirs. We can also click into any of these cross sections and see a full list of the overlapping relationships in the table below. Then we can drill down further using the same type of filtering you love from across the rest of Mantle. This way, you can take a partner that you might have a lot of overlap with and quickly identify only the highest quality leads. With this data, we can quickly evaluate the current potential for the partnership, and then we can use this to co-sell directly with the partner, or evaluate the potential impact of a co-marketing campaign. Or if we see a lead we love right away, we can flag them for later or request an introduction. Most partnerships professionals aren't on the front lines with customers, and usually they rely on teams that are to make connections. Keeping partnerships top of mind for these teams can feel like nagging for everyone involved. So Mantle brings partnerships to the customer view, so teammates engaging with customers can see if a partner has them flagged as a prospect directly on that customer's profile. That way, the iron can be struck while it's still hot. We've put in a lot of thought to try and make this the most seamless tool for partnerships folks and founders to build these types of relationships with their partners. That's a quick look at Mantle Partnerships. There's a lot of power here, and we have even more ideas of where we're going to take this product. We believe this is going to form the foundation of some incredible cooperation between some of our favorite companies in the space, and we can't wait to see what you guys do with it. Now, just before I hand things back to Jordan for the rest of the announcements, I want to share something else. Mantle has become embedded in the workflows of so many roles. There really is something for everyone at a company inside of Mantle. One role we knew we needed to focus on was the marketer, and today we're excited to share another marketer-focused tool as well. We've heard from our users that they don't always want to send customers straight to the App Store to install. Marketing often happens on your website, through your blog, on social media, or on a webinar. Marketing can and should happen everywhere, but sending people who see something you put out straight to the App Store isn't always the right move. In building out Mantle Partnerships, we introduced the concept of leads into Mantle, finally giving you the option to track pre-customer data where you do all of your other work. Today, we're further extending the possibilities of leads in Mantle with what we're calling Mantle Intake. Mantle Intake allows you to generate unique links for different campaigns that take people to a hosted page with dynamic content for that particular campaign and give visitors the opportunity to leave their contact information. This then creates a lead in Mantle, which you can use to follow up through direct reach outs, email marketing, or any other marketing tool. It's the cleanest, simplest way to collect leads for Shopify apps. Let's take a look at how it works. First, we create a new intake in Mantle. We set a couple of parameters for the intake, like which app it applies to, a name, and how we should tag leads collected through this campaign. Then we can define a discount for this campaign if we want, using Mantle's powerful discount engine. On the prospect side, we visit this link, drop in our contact information, and then Mantle creates a new contact so that you can keep track of everyone that was touched by this campaign. Mantle Intake is a really flexible tool with a huge set of use cases. Whether it's something you use to track the effectiveness of every social post you do, or something you roll out for your BFCM sales, we think it's the smoothest, most powerful way to collect leads for your app.
Thanks, Blair. Getting leads in the door is only part of the challenge partners face, and still, once a customer installs and even subscribes, the work isn't done. The workhorse to move leads to customers and keep customers engaged is none other than email. Nearly every business uses email marketing in some way, shape, or form, and for good reason. It's the one channel that has stood the test of time by being reliable, owned, and fully controlled. Email is so essential that many platforms have gotten away with offering a product that is just not great. From outdated and cumbersome email designers to weak and crippled campaign builders, they are almost universally time-consuming to set up in the beginning and frustrating to use going forward. Today, we're excited to announce a major step on our journey to address both of these points. Today, we are announcing Mantle Email. When we set out to build email, we had two missions. First, we wanted to leverage Mantle's data platform to build the most powerful campaign builder on the market. We wanted to offer more flexibility and more power than anyone else by being built on top of where your data already lives. By being so close to your data, we also bring that power with an ease of setup that nobody else can match. It's like it already gets your business before you even get started. Second, we wanted to bring that Mantle-like polish and UX to the other frustrating part of email, design. Since we approached email largely as a UX problem, I want you to meet our head of UX, Ryan Langlois, to introduce this beautiful product to you.
Email is one of the most powerful marketing tools for any SaaS business. Whether your goal is increasing adoption, reducing churn, or maximizing revenue, it's a proven way to engage your customers. But here's the thing, most email marketing tools are a pain to use. They're time-consuming to set up, they offer a clunky editing experience, and they lack the flexibility you need to run complex campaigns. Today, we're changing the game with Mantle Email. Right out of the box, Mantle Email integrates seamlessly with your data, giving you complete control over every detail. From powerful automations to personalized one-off emails, we've got you covered. We've also reimagined the editing experience. Our email editor has been built from the ground up to offer you a best-in-class experience. With Mantle Email, crafting beautiful email no longer feels like a chore. And the best part, you don't even need a designer. Let's dive in. Mantle Email ships with a growing library of templates. Whether it's onboarding, feature highlights, or re-engagement emails, you have a great starting point with our templates. For now, let's get started by customizing this welcome email. It's a great start, but I'm not really feeling the vibe of these colors, so let's change them. I can customize each color to match my exact brand requirements, but we have a lot to get through, so let's start with a color preset. There, that looks great. Okay, now let's look at typography. I can choose specific fonts and styles if I want to have complete control, or I can get started with a preset font pairing. Let's go with a preset for now. I like the look of this one. Before I go further, I'm going to save these styles so I can reuse them in other emails. These fonts and colors will now be the default option for emails that I create in the future. Okay, back to my email. I'd like to change up the header, and for that, I can use Mantle's block library. Mantle offers all kinds of pre-made blocks, from headers to footers and everything in between. These blocks can be applied in a few clicks, and they'll seamlessly match the visual styles of your email. You can also build your own block library by creating new blocks from scratch. I want my header to include a login link, so let's choose a header with a call to action button. Next, I'll add my own logo by selecting it from my asset library. Okay, looking good. But this copy is feeling a bit generic, so let's personalize it. To do that, I can use liquid variables to add contextual content. Let's add the recipient's name to add a personal touch. This email is now ready to be sent. But first, there's one more thing I'd like to talk about. We've shown you how easy it is to build a great looking email, but what if you want to have shared elements like a header and footer without having to add it to every email? That's where layouts come in. Layouts can be applied to any email in Mantle. They have all the same features that I've already shown you, with one key difference. Layouts have a special block type to display dynamic content. This block pulls in content from your email and injects it into your layout. So what does this mean for you? Consistent and beautiful emails in a fraction of the time. And that's a quick look at Mantle Email. There's so much more for you to explore, and we're very excited for you to try it. We think you're going to love it.
We believe that the more delightful a product is to use, the more you're going to use it. With email, that manifests as having a rich roster of emails your customers will get to touch on every key engagement that you learn drives the behavior you want. But an email doesn't make a campaign, and we know Mantle's foundations are in data. When we first started email, we envisioned a campaign builder where you can leverage Mantle to the fullest and tap into events, milestones, and anything else you can imagine to trigger sending an email. But then we realized something. Limiting automation to email campaigns isn't leveraging Mantle to the fullest. It's barely scratching the surface. Once that set in, we broke out campaign automation and rethought the whole piece. So let Mantle have our wait there's more moment. Here's one more thing, and we call it Mantle Flow. Imagine having all of this data out of the box, only to keep it for pretty graphs and customer profiles. You already know that's not how we roll. With Mantle, it's all ready to go, but to do what? Well, what if I told you you could do anything? Flow lets you combine triggers and actions, complete with branching journeys in an easy-to-use visual flow builder. Use Mantle data and events as triggers, complete with time delays and anticipations, to execute a growing list of tasks, from sending an email to assigning an account owner, updating customer data, and way more. To highlight what's possible, let's take a look at an example of a flow that you could use in your own app for onboarding and proactive engagement. Starting with the blank state, the first thing we want to do is add our initial trigger. This one is simple: customer installs app. Next, we set the action, and we'll send an email. We'll pick a welcome email that was made earlier. Let's update a custom field for this customer too, and set engagement status to new user. Now, some people are inevitably going to uninstall, so let's account for that with the branch condition. Set the condition to check if the customer uninstalls the app. If they do, let's send a win-back email and update their status. Then, let's follow up 7 days later if the customer has not reinstalled. Set the trigger, and for the action, let's send another email. That's good for now. Let's return to what will be our main branch. Let's wait 5 days after this first event and check to see if they used a key feature. We'll use usage events as the signal here. If they didn't use it, we want to nudge them. So let's send an educational email and add a note to their timeline. We'll also update their customer status since this helps for segmenting and reporting. Lastly, let's send your CX team a Slack notification so they know that this account needs to be monitored and assign the account to a team member. There. Now, let's assume that you're offering a 14-day trial and the customer isn't showing much in terms of adoption. Let's wait 5 more days and check for engagement. If it's low, let's sweeten the pot for them by offering a discount. We'll start by sending an email telling them about the offer. Then we're going to add a tag. This is going to power plan curation so that they can grab your offer without you having to handhold. Let's add a timeline comment to denote that a discount offer was sent and set their engagement status to trial conversion risk. That's a good flow. Now let's go to discounts and make sure that offer is set up. Here, we can create a new discount. We'll give it all the proper details and most importantly, set the tag so that it's applied to customers that match it. Save, and done. Now you've got a flow that checks in on new installs, engages them based on usage, and offers an automatic discount if it doesn't look like they're going to convert. It leverages email, time intervals, usage events, custom fields, Slack notifications, customer timeline events, and even account ownership. All of this, and it was easy. We believe Flow is going to change your entire flow. There's so much that doesn't happen, but should because of the work it used to demand. But with flows, this is easy, and you can create and iterate on them until you see the results you want. This too is available now, and we'll be constantly adding to it, so be sure to share your ideas with us. We have a slew of them that we're already working on. Year 2 at Mantle is shaping up to be a fun one. You may be wondering how you can get started with some of the products you've seen today, and we're happy to say that they're all available in our newest tier, Mantle Advanced. Simplifying your stack without simplifying the impact on your wallet just doesn't make sense, and we believe some companies have been taking you for a ride for too long. We want you to feel like the value you get makes Mantle truly a no-brainer. And to make that crystal clear, Advanced is a flat subscription, just like Mantle Basic. But what about email? Let me be clear. No pricing based on contacts, no pricing based on emails sent. Mantle Email is unlimited on every Mantle Advanced subscription because it's 2024. It should be. You can learn more about pricing for your company on our website. And that wraps up Seismic 2024. But the work around here, it's just getting started. There's still more to come in Q4, so definitely stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in and happy building.